this couple, they have learning difficulties, Kate. And we know when someone is being manipulated. And social services, I know you don't like this kind of talk, they are liars and they are lying.
Listen, you see my files on some cases, not to do with child issues, but social services I've said some of them I wouldn't let look after my cat.
You have no right to take it off. It's not your property, is it? It does. It's not your property. It's not your property. It's mine.
Hello? How are you?
I'm okay.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm fine.
It's good to see you again.
And you too.
That's Cornell. How are you, Cornell?
Alright.
It's good to see you. The doctor disagrees with the judgment of taking these guys' children into care, and it does seem to be a big prejudice against Cornell Brown. When Cornell was 7 years of age, his father, by the skin of Cornell's back, he nailed him to the stairs. 2 assaults on 2 girls, Jack Straw's brother.
Well,
William.
Look, I mean, if we're going to get into all of this, we might as well stop filling. I'm here to talk about Cornell.
Okay? You. Stop. Call this number. No, I'm not sorry. Okay? I'm not. Get a life. No, get a life. A friggin' life. And get a friggin' life. Get a life. Get a life. What's your problem, son? I'm a pet.
So, that was Miss Sharon Simons from Lambeth Social Services, and Cornell phoned up to find out about the welfare of Chloe.
That's right, yes.
Okay, now, she's called him a pest. Now, if I was fighting for my children under false allegations, I would be a pest. If the one thing that you could have in this world, anything, if a fairy came and said, I'm going to give you one wish, what would that wish be?
To have both my children at home.
To have both of your children at home? Cornell and Nikki are going to go and check the baby, and like I said before, the reason they haven't been to antenatal or to their doctors is because they're terrified of their child being taken away from them, as it happened in Ireland. The baby was born by a caesarean section, taken away from Nikki, and she wasn't even allowed to hold the child. Cornell, congratulations, brother. And I hope you're both very happy. I hope you're going to be very happy, both.
I want my babies back.
We want our babies back.
Stop child abuse by the government. I am against child abuse. Open the secret family courts in the UK.
So in the next hour and a half we will find out which one of the cases is an innocent person or a guilty person. At the moment I'm not making any judgments, and neither the crew here, open-minded about it, but he's taking it voluntarily, and he will stand by the results. It's going to be an emotional roller coaster for the next hour and a half for Cornell, I'm sure. But how else can you prove whether something did not happen or happened in the past other than by polygraph? There's no other means to do so. Cornell was actually telling the truth. He's never touched Chloe and never touched any child. And I've actually got here no deception indicated, +9, +9, +9. That means it's the highest mark you can possibly get.
You know, it's looking bad for social services, but what's new about that? So we'll leave it at that, Lil, and talk to you again soon. The last social workers I spoke to were the social workers that ripped my family apart. Okay? So, I was brought up tough and I come from the street. I'm not politically correct and I'm talking to you straight.
Okay.
Human being to human being.
Can we start again and you can start filming, but you know, we have to have some agreement about when it's going to finish and what we're going to,
We want you to help us. We don't want to denigrate you.
I know, and I want to help.
In the article, it said that you was going to start an independent investigation.
Start an independent inquiry.
I know, but that's what we're asking.
Back a letter being very clear that as far as they were concerned, the case was closed. If it was going to be reopened, it would have to be done legally. I don't have any access to a solicitor any more than.
But Kate,
I did suggest to Cornell a number of things, like, for example, getting a new solicitor, like talking to Camilla Cavendish, like seeing the Families for Justice lot. Now, he's obviously gone and done a lot of those things, and he's got you two involved now. But
No, it's not just us two; it's our company.
Well, okay,
but what would you advise for Cornell and Nikki, given their circumstances, and that the case has been closed, they have no contact with either of their children, and they have no solicitors, they have no representation at all.
Well,
what would you advise would be their next move?
You might as well film.
Yeah, I'm filming, Kate.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the first thing I would advise is that I don't understand why they can't get one new solicitor who deals with both of them. I think the fact that the two cases have been separated has allowed everybody to play off one against the other, and indeed the solicitors, because the solicitors don't always
see eye to eye.
Particularly solicitors who specialise in this kind of area. And maybe it would be helpful, and I can't promise, but I can try to see if we can find a solicitor who isn't necessarily part of that, how to put it, clique of solicitors who do act.
That's what we would like. Everyone agrees that that's what should happen, that they should be dealt with as a couple,
right. So
one case.
Let's say that would be one positive thing. The other thing that you've just given me the information that I didn't know about was the pregnancy. Now, that allows, I think, us to start in a way with this new baby, who I don't know when is.
Well, if I could just give you some information on the new baby that's expected. Like I say, she never went to antenatal for 4 months because she's frightened that social services will tear their baby away. So. Social services in reports are aware that she's pregnant and have always been, but they've had nothing to do with the girl's antenatal.
Find out?
Well, I don't know how they found out, Kate, but they know. And the doctor as well, their GP,
is it Dr. Heenan?
Dr. Heenan. Dr. Heenan is aware that she's pregnant, but social services.
I think Dr. Heenan is very supportive.
Because they're innocent.
Yeah.
Because the reason that it was really the children were taken away is because there was an allegation that Cornell Brown is a paedophile, and we have proven through a lie detector test, whatever you think about lie detector tests, Kate.
Well, I'm sure they're pretty accurate.
They're pretty. They're more reliable than most evidence that goes into court.
I've also got a letter from the police saying that they found no evidence.
No evidence at all.
So at the moment, there is no evidence other than what the courts decided on the basis of social services reports. Isn't that what you're saying?
And now I'm going to introduce you to a couple whose case we've been working on for the last 4 months, and it is horrendous. But this couple have not seen their children for 5 years, and I'm just going to let you hear what the last thing that this couple heard from their daughter when they phoned a social worker. This recording you're about to hear is from a social worker's phone. Can we play that?
God.
This is Cornell. This is his daughter. This is the last thing, the last expression, the last anything. They've not seen their daughter for 5 years because Lambeth Social Services have them in their custody. This is Nicola. This is the mother. This is a horrendous case. Now, when I was at the conference for this couple, for their children, at the end of the conference, I read out a statement that this couple asked me to read. And I'm going to read this statement to you all now. This is to Lambeth Social Services who stole the children, okay? We, Cornell Brown and Nicola Thatcher, the rightful parents and guardians of Chloe Crystal Tracy Brown and Princess Jasmine Brown, have been excluded from this conference, which has been called to discuss the future of our unborn child. We believe this is an infringement not only against our rights as loving and attentive parents to our children, but also an infringement against our civil liberties and human rights. The catalogue of false allegations against ourselves by Lambeth Social Services and their cohorts is continuing to build. The evidence of these outrageous tactics has now been exposed to the relevant authorities, and it is our intention to have our misplaced children returned to us, their natural parents, where they belong, and to see the perpetrators of these crimes against us in a court of law. God bless all victims and survivors. And to see the perpetrators of these crimes against us in a court of law.
Well done, well done.
Bill. And that's what all these people are working for, because we need to expose these horrors. And here we are yet again in Trafalgar Square under your man, under Nelson, under Nelson's column, and this is a democracy. This is England. This is the height of democracy. And we are still abusing our children in this country. And we want to know what the government is going to do about institutional paedophile rings that are operating in this country now. And I'm going to applaud these people. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Right, so we've got a bit of an emergency this morning. It's 12:30 now, and about an hour and a half ago I was trying to get hold of Cornell and I couldn't reach Cornell on his number, which it's worked out really fortunate because of, you know, I was a little bit concerned, and I asked Lily to phone Nicola, and then in Lily's conversation with Nicola while we were trying to get in touch with Cornell, it's come out that Nicola isn't well. She's actually she's on her way to hospital now in an ambulance, and she's bleeding, which is terrible. You know, this is terrible. I've just had a phone call from Cornell, and he said that one of the ambulance people were talking about social services when they turned up. So we don't know if social services are going to be there or not. So anyway, we're on our way to St Thomas's Hospital, Waterloo, in London, and we're very concerned for little Billy Lily, as the couple are intending to call the child. So we're just on our way, and we're hoping that everything's going to be okay.
I've put the camera on to me and Nicola, and I'm staying here with Nicola tonight. We're at the hospital, we're at St Thomas's, and Nicola's had some really bad news. Nicola and Cornell, little baby Billy is not with us no more. Nikki's lost the baby, but you know, she's still got to go through the labour, and she's still got to go all through that, so it's going to be a long night, isn't it, darling? Yeah. Right, the midwife's just asked you what pain relief, and you're going to go for an epidural, yeah?
Yeah.
It's getting too bad now, isn't it?
Yeah, getting too frequently.
Yeah. And they've discussed with you about when the delivery is done, that they're going to let you hold the baby, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, all done, so you can relax now, alright?
They're on their way, right, Nick? Okay, darling.
Yeah, I feel more happy now about it now. I've given him to little Billy. Then I said, just going to go and clean him up now, bring him back so I can hold him. And then after I'm gonna let him spend time with him before I take him away again. Before I go and take him to the mortuary. And then so I can say our goodbyes to him. So this is what everyone at Prime Mash films. Okay, love you all, bye.
I've taken some footprints and handprints of him.
Come, darling. Come now, come see me.
Come see you, baby.
Come see him, come on.
Can we have time alone, please?
Yeah, of course you can. Just like to show yourself in the picture. Taking a few pictures, but it look like you're taking a few of your own already.
Are you taking pictures?
I took a few pictures of the baby.